Horror stories. Have you ever been in a dream where you are threatened by a ghost? This experience happened 2 years ago. I'm renting an apartment somewhere near my workplace, and this story happened a few weeks after I moved to that apartment. I remember it was raining that time, and my shift goes from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. I was inside my room when I realized something, work-related, I forgot to do, and I need to get it done. My apartment is situated at the lower floor of the building and has a separate gate, which you are required to use due to COVID restrictions. I was inside my room where I need to log into my Outlook and to one of our office tools to get the task done. The problem is I need to get out of my room to get enough signal. So I went out and opened the gate and proceed with my agenda. I live in a small space studio type apartment. Once you get inside of the gate, you need to go down, turn right, and the third door is my room. Just to describe the outside of our building, right in front of the gate. There is a tiny gap between two houses right next to our building. My room is parallel to the first house. I look on that gap for a moment while waiting for my email to load. In the end, I was able to get the task done and locked the gate and went inside my room. It was a normal busy day for me. I mean, nothing happened after that. And I was able to sleep right away. The creepy feeling started when I forced myself to wake up and found it was 3:15 a.m. because of that dream I'm about to share. It was like around afternoon in my dream. It's like I am moving out and found this apartment, and I remember I'm with my sister, and we are talking to this old man alongside with his grandchild. I can't give further details on how they look, but all I can say is that they looked typical Asian. You know, the old man with white hair, sweater, and loose pants, while the child had this typical barber's cut with full bangs on it and wearing sando and shorts. All I remember is the child holds his grandpa's hand all the time. Fast forward, I remember I already am moving to that apartment. The inside looks spacious, but with only one furniture. It is the couch positioned in the center. I don't know who told me to keep the doors locked all the time and don't let those two go inside my apartment. And that's when the horror comes in. This, I still remembers it in details. I unlocked the door and opened it, and I am surprised as I found the grandpa and the child sitting in the couch, holding hands, looking at me with disappointed or like a mad expression on them. When I came near them, the child stood up and pointed his finger on me and shouts at me saying, "Never ever close the door," he says that, like he's pissed of me locking the door of my house. I froze for that moment while this kid says the same line over and over. And oh, I must tell you by, this time I am already aware that I am having a nightmare, and I am aware on my surroundings, but I can't open my eyes or move my body. The chills gets more and more. When I noticed that the child's eye became black while saying the same line, I felt something is walking in the hallway of my real apartment flashes at me. Something or someone is getting nearer and nearer in my room's door. Until that moment, I successfully moved my body and opened my eyes and found that it's 3:15 a.m. My actual room is tight and the lights are off. I am so afraid to open the door, but luckily no one is knocking. I prayed and hold my rosary, but I no longer able to sleep after what happened. I told these to my colleagues at work and advised me to put salt around on my door and on the window, which I did. I also share the event before I had that nightmare, and they are convinced that I may have encountered something or someone that I may not permit to come inside our building the moment I close the gate of our building. Creepy nightmares happen to me all the time, but this was the most scary. Until now I remembered how that child shouts at me just to say never ever close the door. I also noticed that my window where I usually saw that door in the next house is already blocked. Our landlord maybe decided to block that part. I stayed there for about a month when I moved to the upper floor of that same building and uses the main gate, so I no longer need to see that gap again. Like and subscribe.